place to gather even more than it is right now. I remember when, let's see, I was like the eighth grade when the since I've been on the council, something got really expensive. Like things that we thought
In here tonight, I will now call to order the regular scheduled Apex Town Council meeting for Tuesday, March 12th, 2024 to order. And again, thanks for being here. Before we get started, let's go to an invocation. And if you would, please join us for a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you. If you are able, please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I do want to recognize the Apex Youth Council that's in the chamber tonight, so thank you for being here. All right. Yes, absolutely. We'll move now to the consent agenda. All consent agenda items are considered routine to be enacted by one motion. With the adoption of the consent agenda and without discussion, if a council member requests discussion of an item, the item may be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. You have the consent agenda presented. Are there any changes? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
All right, have a motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. All right, move now to setting of the regular meeting agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
All right, yeah. Motion?
Second.
Second, Gray. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we have a set agenda. We move now to public forum. This is opportunity for community members to speak, and please follow the public participation policy. Every person has 3 minutes unless otherwise noted. If you have 4 or more people represented, you get 9. So we'll go ahead and kick off the public forum. For comment, we'll start with Elizabeth Ray Stitt. Thank you for being here.
Elizabeth Ray Stitt, 3113 Friendship Road, Mayor Town Council. Good evening. I'm going to go off script. I do that a lot. I got to hear Councilmember Gant speak to the Youth Council for a few minutes coming in, and he shared that sometimes the decisions are hard and sometimes he loses sleep. We're losing sleep with you. I'm sorry you're losing sleep. I'm sorry we're losing sleep, but yes, I understand sometimes there's hard decisions that need to be made. So obviously there was the open house for the Western Big Branch area plan. Still struggle to get that name out because we don't identify ourselves with that. I appreciate the couple of you that came. I hope that the rest of you can come to either the March 18th or the March 20th. There's a lot of good conversation that's been happening after the first one. We're going to put a request in for some additional information. And a lot of us aren't filling out the feedback form until we get through all 3 sessions, because what we're doing is we're taking the information, talking between all of us, and trying to come back with something that's kind of meets everybody in the middle. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. I am still continuing going to Holly Springs Town Council meetings. They did a preview of their land use map and all the zonings for the next 6 months. None of them impact Friendship area. So I'm glad to say it's going to be a little bit quiet there. And of course, the mayor knows I've been going to Campo meetings and I'll continue to do that. I am meeting with DOT tomorrow to talk about some additional things in our area. So we're starting to really focus our efforts on certain activities. So just wanted you to guys be in the loop. Don't want you to be blindsided by anything. If you have a question, feel free to reach out to me. Be glad to help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stitt. All right, Nebo Zenda, if you also could present your address for the record as well, sir.
Yes, 1114 Brymar Arc Circle.
And your name, please.
Nabil Zanta.
Thank you. And you indicated you have 4 more people here represented, so you get 9 minutes.
Well, we weren't aware of the 9 minutes. If
Okay,
we were.
do you have 4 more people here represent? If you could stand.
We have, yeah.
Okay, 9 minutes, yeah.
So last time we weren't aware of the 9 minutes. So if we were aware of that, we would have had more to say, but I only plan to speak for 3 minutes.
That's cool, yeah.
So I appreciate your time anyways.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Good evening, officials. Well over 30,000 dead in Gaza. Well over 13,000 of those dead are babies, children. If there's one takeaway from the primaries, it's that there are a huge number of constituents that want a change in policy and are calling for a permanent ceasefire. Ordinary people don't have much visibility to Congress. What we have is our ability to work with you all. The no preference vote better be a wake-up call to our elected officials, telling them that only listen to their campaign donors is not enough. We, the people, must have a voice, and we, the people, have stood up and demand peace. North Carolina collectively sends Israel $92 billion. That's $92 billion. Apex contributes $750,000 towards what the U.S. donates annually to Israel. So this is definitely a local issue. These are collectively our tax dollars, yours, mine, and everybody in this room also. When you refuse to vote on this, you are refusing to acknowledge our hard-worked and hard-earned tax dollars. You are refusing to side with peace, and your refusal of a vote sides with genocide and occupation. Your votes reverberates through halls of Congress and their complicit stance on genocide. Your vote reverberates in bombings being dropped on Palestinians every single day. Your vote reverberates in forced starvation and ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. This is as much of our issue as it is theirs. It's our tax dollars that are going to this genocide. I am not okay with my tax dollars going to annihilate a whole group of people. I know deep and down, each one of you know and believe that this is our issue because this is our money we're sending there. And deep and down, you do not stand with genocide, and I can see that because you are human. And that's all it takes. Be the voice of reason. Be the beacon of the peak of good living. Be the peak of humanity, prosperity, and freedom for all. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Carol Hill.
Good evening. My name is Carol Hill. I live at 2661 Bryant Pond Lane in Apex. And I'm here tonight because I have lived in Apex for 12 years. I have called and complained on numerous occasions, but never put forth the effort to keep on going with it, regarding the yard waste in the streets. I think when Apex was smaller and they came up with the collection where they used the sucker truck and the grinder truck for the big limbs, that was fine. But I think now it has grown. The trees, the shrubs, and everything are getting larger and larger, and the piles in the street are getting larger. I know that there's a working session on this next week. I understand people can come, but I can't speak, so they asked me to come tonight and give my concerns. I made some pictures Sunday morning. So from what I understand, there is an ordinance that says you shouldn't put it out until 48 hours before pickup. And it's put out on many occasions 5 minutes after pickup. People are mowing their yards and just dump it in the street. So we have constant yard waste in the street. It hurts the aesthetic value of the neighborhood. We've had a number of people come through and family and friends and say, why does everybody dump their crap in the street. So that's a quote, and I said, that's just the way it's done in Apex. I know when I lived in Cary, I know you don't want to hear about Cary, but we had to use the bags and we had to keep it behind our house until the evening before pickup. I think that there are safety concerns. The piles are so large, and this has happened to me. There's small children playing behind the piles at the end of the driveway, and you can't see them when you're driving down the street, when the leaves are on the shrubs, when they put them out there. It's also a safety concern because I don't think fire trucks and ambulances could get through if they need to on occasion, because of course one neighbor's going to put it out and the neighbor across the street's going to put it out and leave one lane to get through. So it's also a driving hazard because you can't drive through the neighborhood. You have to constantly pull over, let a car go, and then go around the piles. Let's see, aesthetic value, safety. We talked about there's an ordinance, 48 hours, but I don't know how, I know I can't ask you, but I don't know how that gets enforced because it hasn't been enforced in the 12 years that I've lived here, and this has gone on. So am I done? I'm out of time? Okay, so.
We'll have someone from staff to connect with you to answer your questions.
Okay, I plan to attend that meeting.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds good. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. All right. Dawn Cozzolino.
Dawn Cozzolino, 3632 Bosco Road. Good evening, Town Council and Mayor Gilbert. I appreciate that Mayor Gilbert reached out to me as well as Councilman Gant at my request from the last Town Council. So I really appreciate that the feedback was heard, and it's encouraging a dialogue between us and our community and your Town Council. So thank you for that. I really do believe we can find common ground little by little. And I'll give some positive feedback from the open house that was last week. It was very well organized and staffed. It was great to see, I saw Councilman Gray there, as well as Councilman Zagerman. So it was great to see people and staff and those folks addressing questions and concerns and doing follow-ups. So it was really positive. And greater effort was also made to distinguish from the residents in the community that were impacted versus those that are outside in Apex, in non-incorporated Wake Township, or Wake County, I should say. So that was really good news on that behalf. But we still have some more to go. The venue was in the town of Apex, which isn't in unincorporated Wake County. The Apex residents, I don't think were really aware of the decisions or survey intentions. They weren't very educated on what the impacts were. They were shown 3 scenarios as if those were the scenarios that we all picked here from our community, and that wasn't the case. So I think there was a lot, perhaps there was more information in videos and pamphlets, but the somebody that I talked to at that particular open house, she was under the impression they were really happy about selling out our properties and we wanted them developed. And I think there's a miscommunication and misinformation about what the intention of these meetings are. And I think the seriousness too on the story of eminent domain. The impacts of these 3 decisions were not laid out, like if we do X, Y, or Z, what happens to the community at large. So that was not something, I think that we can do better on, and only the folks that belong to our community should have a say in our community and our land. So I think I've come before you before saying I don't agree with the process of opening it up, especially when we don't have a representation. And most importantly, I'd like to ask the planning board to get involved with us and meet with us, to come up with maybe more than scenario 3, a 4, 5, 6. We're willing to work, and we want to work with you guys, and we think that can come together. And I really appreciate that, and I look forward to hearing from the planning board and yourselves as well. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and thanks to all who came out to speak tonight during public forum. All right, we'll close it out and move now to new business 1 and public art permanent sculpture collection expansion. Ms. Taylor Ray. We're talking about Jagger.
Yeah. I know, the whole debate on actually how to pronounce it.
Jaeger. Okay, Jaeger.
Yeah, I've heard it so many different ways.
That's why you're here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Really to come down to how to say it. Alrighty. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I come to you today representing the Apex Public Art Committee to recommend the purchase of Jaeger. This sculpture is often lovingly referred to as the bear by many. Jaeger was created by artist T.J. Christensen and was named Best in Show during the 23-24 Sculpture Walk, which is concluding here in the next couple months. This award was also given by professional art juror Jean Greer. In her choice, she stated that this huge sculpture actually surprised me, this is her speaking, actually surprised me as I experienced it along Hunter Street. Its upright stance and its location along the sidewalk welcomes viewers and entices them to come closer, to interact and communicate as a friendly companion. The open metal surfaces glisten and long talons are both awesome, curious, and encourage further exploration from all angles and by all ages. This sculptural accomplishment of transforming a frightening beast to an approachable one is a creative feat done by T.J. Christensen. And though parents may take warning, it enlivens sculpture as art and builds curiosity. So this piece was professionally appraised at $12,000, and the artist T.J. Christensen is interested in selling this sculpture for $9,200. After the purchase of Jaeger, it will be relocated, and the site is currently being determined. Thank you for your time this evening.
All right. Thank you for the presentation. All right, let's get some discussion going.
Well, I'll lead off by saying that I know that I've got pictures in front of this sculpture with me and my kid acting like we're running away from it, acting like we're hugging it, acting like it's trying to hit us. Lots of photographs. I mentioned that just to say that what we really have here is an example of how art can not only be interpreted by various people in various ways, but it's a great example of, why we have this program. So I think it's something that we should support.
I think everything you said is exactly right, except Mahaffey has more pictures, because I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Here's my move. This is the move, guys. This is what you do. So I got a picture of me in front of it, smiling with a selfie, doing this, while the bear's eating my kids behind me. That's I think is the shot you got to take there. But this is. I'll just say this is an awesome piece. It invites interaction. Kids love it. You pretend to be scared. It's a lot of fun. I'm happy to see that it won the award of Best in Show. TJ is an awesome guy. He's a teacher at Apex High School, right? Yep. Local guy, beautiful, full support.
Agreed.
Yeah. I got nothing to add. So
I was going to chime in. I love the art walk and the opportunity to provide more sculptures in public art, kind of in a temporary basis. And I like the idea that we've done in the past of either the Best in Show or the People's Choice being one that, I think we're taking the best of the best and keeping and expanding our public art program that way. And it's a really nice way of kind of over time building that up with some of the best stuff around. So thank you.
All right. Thanks for your work on it. I'm hearing everybody's agreement. Is there a motion?
Motion.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. All right, moving now to updates, Manager Purvis.
So I'll keep this quick. I have just 3 quick ones. One, actually, Mr. Coleman's already let you know about our receipt of federal funding of $2 million for economic development project out
Cache corporate area. So that's great news. There'll be more to come on the details, but we're excited about that. It'll help support industrial growth in that area, job creation, economic development. Two, also speaking of funding, soon we will be starting survey. Actually, with Go Triangle, we received some money through LAPS, our locally administered projects program, and Wake Transit with the Mason Street Municipal Building coming to completion. That's actually supposed to be a transfer station for our Go Apex as well as the Go Triangle. And so the Go Triangle is going to be doing some surveying, and we'll have some community meetings as well as we look to complete sidewalks and get that transfer station set up at the municipal building over there. So that's coming very soon. They're going to start that in the next couple of weeks. So just wanted to pass that along. And then third is meeting with downtown owners Monday morning. You've been made aware of that as we continue our talks about downtown parking and mitigation projects. So continuing that outreach and that engagement. So that's all I have to pass on.
All right.
Can I ask real quick, the transfer station, is that going to have like a shelter? Is it going to be one of our kind of enhanced?
It will be a shelter. It's a new bus shelter in front of the Mason Street Municipal Building and landing as well, and then infill and sidewalk connections over in the area to get to the shelter.
Okay, great.
Thank you for the report. All right.
We'll
Any
have a
other?
trash can too.
We'll make sure they have a trash can and hopefully a bike rack. So,
I'm serious. Like,
yeah,
we need more trash cans in town.
no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Well, follow it. Is there an opportunity to make it a little more decorative than just kind of the standard one if it's going to be a transfer station? I mean,
I will find out.
Okay.
I'll ask. I mean, we have tried to incorporate public art with our bus stops, as you've seen. So
Yeah.
So I'll find out what considering the money's coming from somewhere else sometimes, but hopefully we can incorporate some of that for our. We did put the public art piece that you purchased last year is across the street from that intentionally to help because we knew the station would be, or that bus stop would be there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there a motion to go into closed session 1, closed session 2, and closed session 3? All right. Motion, Killisworth. Second, Mahaffey. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion passed unanimously. We're moving into closed session. And there's no more business after closed session. Well, actually, there may be an item. We ready to go? All right, you have everybody? Okay, is there a motion to authorize execution of contract to appoint Randall Vosberg as town manager effective Monday, April 15, 2024?
So moved.
All right, motion, Mahaffey, second, Killingsworth. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? All right, I myself as well, okay? So motion passes 6-0 unanimously, so we have a new town manager.
All right.
Any other
Just,
business?
say a quick thank you to Alan for orchestrating the process with developmental associates. You know, that was a lot of work and really appreciate all the effort.
Thank you to Sean for all his hard work this past
Yes.
couple months. Sean is in this
And Ms. Hoey as well.
in the next couple weeks.
All right, any other business? Hearing none. We're officially adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Now it's public.